America24.news.
Vaccines are so important.
We'll have new vaccines. We're taking things that are, genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein. The misinformation about vaccines and associating certain people like myself or Fauci having malign intent with vaccines, that was most acute in the United States.
There's no doubt in the next 5 years, we we just need to mess around. We just need to mess around. There are a lot of lipid nanoparticles, and some are very self-assembling. We'll
have a TB vaccine, malaria vaccine, HIV vaccine,
Vaccines are so important. Yeah, I probably have one of the highest greenhouse gas footprints of anyone on the planet. Vaccines are so important.
You've invested $10 billion in vaccinations over the last 2 decades, and you figured out the return on investment for that.
That's a pretty strong number.
Do you think life will fully return to what we thought of as normal?
We'll have, starting in the summer, about 9 months where a few things like big public gatherings will still be restricted. Normalcy only returns when we've largely vaccinated the entire global population. It won't be the last pandemic that we face. We'll have to prepare for the next one. That I'd say is will get attention this time.
Microsoft founder Bill Gates is the largest private owner of American farmland. Gates alone holds over 275,000 acres across 19 states. National Black Farmers Association President John Boyd Jr. joins us now. John, so great to have you on. So I'm sure you put a lot of thought into this. Why do you think Bill Gates is buying up all this land?
Well, one is greed, and it's running America's family farm is off family land. Basically, we can't buy the land once Bill Gates moves into the area. For example,
Bill Gates is not a philanthropist because he gives a little bit of money to take over entire sectors. I work on seed. The big seed banks are called the CJR system. He gives $1 million here, but he takes all the seeds of that system. The ICRISAT system, all of these seed banks of the world, he now controls by giving a tiny bit. But that's not where he stops. He then promotes technologies for patenting, gene editing technologies, digital sequence technologies. So he controls the seeds of the world, he finances the Svalbard seed bank, then he creates patent systems, and he destroys the international system that controls the country's rights to their seed, the Convention on Biological Diversity, the FAO Treaty on Seed. He destroys and undercuts them so that all the seeds of the world are his seeds. And he can be the new Monsanto on a global scale. He's the biggest farmland owner of America. He cooked up a word which I had never heard before that, called net zero. And he said we have to solve climate problems by net zero. It doesn't mean we get rid of emissions. He flies a private jet and has all the private jet services of the world. He says it doesn't mean we'll stop polluting. He says it just means we have to find other people's lands for offsets to absorb our pollution. So he's bought all the land in America, but he wants our land for carbon offsets. And this is the net zero they're trying to push in the climate discussions. It's a land grab.
The position he's been given in this incoming administration.
Well, he wrote a book saying that Tony Fauci and I kill millions of children and make billions of dollars with vaccines. And people can judge for themselves whether that's correct or not.
In a move to overshadow the negative press, Gates invested $100 million to set up the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Overnight, Bill Gates transformed his public image from ruthless tech monopolizer to the world's most generous philanthropist.
I'm pleased to announce that we're pledging an additional $1 billion
We had the chance to witness Bill Gates 2.0, the man you don't know.
The rebranding campaign paid off. His net worth swiftly doubled, earning Bill Gates the title of richest man in the world.
You've invested $10 billion in vaccinations over the last 2 decades, and you figured out the return on investment for that. And it kind of stunned me. Can you walk us through the math?
In a Wall Street essay, Bill Gates declared vaccines the best investment I've ever made.
There's been over a 20-to-1 return. So if you just look at the economic benefits, that's a pretty strong number compared to anything else.
The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has made millions of dollars each year from companies blamed for many of the same social and health problems the foundation seeks to address. The Gates Foundation has investments in 69 of the worst polluting companies in the U.S. and Canada. Other companies in the foundation's portfolio have been accused of transgressions, including forcing thousands of people to lose their homes, supporting child labor, defrauding and neglecting patients in need of medical care. The Gates Foundation.
William H. Gates III and Melinda French Gates.
As a top donor to both the WHO and the CDC, no one man has more power than Bill Gates to influence and control the health and medical freedom of all people.
Normalcy only returns when we've largely vaccinated the entire global population.
This will be the new normal until a vaccine is developed.
Until we find a vaccine, going back to normal means putting lives at risk.
We need to produce it and to deploy it in every single corner of the world.
Full vaccination of our children and pregnant women.
Development of new vaccines, therapeutics and diagnostics.
And more effective vaccines and therapeutics are developed.
At the end of the year, we're going to be able to give it to a lot of people very, very rapidly.
I don't plant trees.
There's a lot of people who are very enamored with trees. We've got trees on this stage. Some people would even say that if you just planted enough trees, it could take care of the climate issue altogether.
And that's complete nonsense. Complete nonsense. Complete nonsense.
Altogether.
And that's complete nonsense.
Okay.
I mean, are we the science people or are we the idiots? Which one do we want to be? People are like, wow, this is a bit scary. It's completely new territory.
I mean, will we still need humans?
Not for most things. We'll decide.
Jeffrey Epstein is talking about pandemic planning to someone named Bill, whose name is redacted. It's like, why are you redacting the guy's name that you're talking about planning for a pandemic, like what to do in response to a pandemic? Well, why is his name retracted?
He knew everybody.
Yeah.
And in every country. And he's weighing in on every event of the moment that he's living in. So, like, he's shorting the global financial crisis. He's discussing the fall of Gaddafi in Libya before it happens and trying to figure out how to profit from that.
Totally plugged in.
Like, at a level that, as someone who just, covers government, I feel like I know plugged in people. Never met anyone that plugged in.
Yeah.
So what is this? He represents no government. He clearly works for Mossad. He clearly works for CIA. Clearly is in contact with both, and clearly British intelligence. So he's not working for Israel. He's not working for the United States. He's not working for the UK exclusively. He's not working for anybody, really. He's kind of this independent power broker working with a series of other independent power brokers together who form some kind of supra-government above all representative government in the West. That's the clear, so what is that?
Yeah. Do you think we'll see arrests?
Well, it's been almost 20 years that some of this material has been in the custody of governments. Most of it is still hidden, and there have been no arrests. Instead, there's been a consistent, over decades, effort to shield the people exposed from arrest. So, no, there may be performative arrests. But the big question is not, was there blackmail? Yes. Was there sex with minors? Of course. Was there some kind of weird religious practice that we would describe as witchcraft? Oh, yeah. But the bigger question is, what was this? It's clearly an informal governance body over what the rest of us consider the authorities, which is to say governments, nation states.
Cows are about 5% of global emissions, which is pretty unbelievable.
Wild!
And if your goal is to get to zero, you don't get to skip the cows or the steel or the cement or, any of those big areas. Cows and other grass-eating species have a digestion system that emits methane. And methane is a very powerful greenhouse gas. And so cows alone account for about 6% of global emissions. And so we need to change cows. So there's a whole class of solutions of making meat without cows. In terms of the cows, we pursued many solutions. So one is to vaccinate the cows in a way that their gut bacteria that emit the methane, which is the second most important greenhouse gas, you can vaccinate them and that species of bacteria isn't there. Of all the categories, the one that has gone better than I would have expected 5 years ago is this work to make what's called artificial meat. And so you have people like Impossible or Beyond Meat, both of which I invested in.
Is it healthier for you or just healthier for the atmosphere?
It's slightly healthier for you in terms of less cholesterol. It's, of course, dramatic reduction in methane emissions. My climate group, Breakthrough Energy, just announced literally today an investment in an Australian group called Ruminate that helps cows not be so much a source of methane emissions. So we have two paths to solving that. That's 6% of global emissions are cows who burp and fart methane to an extreme degree. You can either fix the cows to stop them doing that, or you can make beef without the cow. And both of those, will be pursued to see which one can lead to the best product. It's just a question which solution for which country ends up being the best.